So today we're reviewing.
Roadhouse.
So I'm trying to catch up on some movie reviews. We saw multiple movies that we never got around to reviewing, but today we are going to be reviewing Roadhouse. This came out a few months ago, maybe even 4 or 5 months ago. It came out in 2024 though, so we wanted to get around to this review. Today we have my dad joining us. We saw this movie separately. We saw it on, on Prime Video, I'm pretty sure.
I believe so.
Dad, what were your initial thoughts of Roadhouse, or just your overall thoughts now that it's been a while since you've seen it?
Yeah, it's the new Roadhouse.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I definitely give it a high score. I'm sure we'll go over that soon. I will give it a high score. I think it's very entertaining, very action-packed. I still lean on the old school one with Patrick Swayze a little bit more because I'm older. But they're both really good movies, and I definitely enjoyed this one.
So my overall thoughts, I did not see the old one. I've only seen like the end fight scene. But this one, you got a big cast. You've got Jake Gyllenhaal as the main lead. You've got Conor McGregor as the villain. You've got other actors like Daniela Melchior. You also have Post Malone making an appearance in this, which is kind of unexpected since he's a singer. But my overall thoughts, this is a very entertaining movie. I remember seeing this and being very shocked by how good the action scenes were. And it was just definitely a really solid movie. Great action, a lot of positives here. And overall, I wish I would have seen this in theaters because I was kind of blown away by the action in this movie. It's not one of my favorites of the year, but it was a solid movie, a lot of great action, short movie, but really fun. And why don't we go into our positives first?
Positives, it was action-packed. Conor McGregor, I didn't know how that would go. I've watched him a little bit in the Ultimate Fighting stuff he's done, but he was great. Honestly, I think he was a big part of what made that movie for me. The main star,
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake. I like him in other movies. I think he did a really good job of getting prepared for this role, and just really action-packed, and it was kind of funny too. So it had a lot of different things that went on, and I definitely think, again, it was a really good movie that entertained me.
Yeah, positives first and foremost is the action. The fight scenes, the punches in this movie really seem like they're landing. It is insane. I mean, when not even just Jake Gyllenhaal, but Conor McGregor, all the scenes he's in. I've got to say, the casting, Jake Gyllenhaal is great as this kind of fighter who doesn't want to fight because he had an incident where he gets into this mode where he just gets into this killer instinct mode when he fights. And I really like that kind of idea in this movie is like he doesn't want to fight because he knows if he gets in this mode he'll kill someone. And then you have Conor McGregor who's like an actual fighter. So for the fight scenes it works. I mean he's kind of crazy in real life from what I'm seeing. But for being a villain and just kind of like this psychopath who's great at fighting, I think it works really well because he not only fits the part, he's in great shape, he's an actual fighter, but it really works as him as the villain. He's also really funny. It has a lot of brutal scenes in it. The main story and action are the biggest positives. Want to go into the negatives, this movie?
I mean, really no negatives. I'll stick with more of a positive again that he kind of highlighted. And I forgot is the fight scenes I thought were filmed really well. I still again lean towards the old school movie just as much, but these were much more realistic. I will say that. Conor McGregor probably had a lot to do with that. So good fight scenes in both, but these were definitely action-packed and probably more realistic.
Well, they're true. The more positive. There are some funny scenes with Jake Gyllenhaal because his character is more of a nice fighter. He's like nice to these guys before he kicks the crap out of them. And he has jokes about like how far is the hospital or what does he say? He says,
well,
like,
I think too, and if you
he says, how's your health insurance or something?
Yeah, like Kenny said, he has a button that can be pushed, as you can see in that movie in 2 different times. But Patrick Swayze did the same thing. So Patrick Swayze and
It's a callback to that movie.
They had comparable roles. They were different. I'm sure they were purposely done on different in certain ways, but they definitely had a cool, calm demeanor about themselves. They wanted to avoid fighting, like Kenny said, which is probably the best way to have that. And only deal with it when you have to or try to cut it off when you can. But they definitely had similarities in their demeanor as far as that went.
Yeah, I think this movie is interesting in that aspect. Is like he's a fighter and he usually fights for sport, but they talk about this mode he gets into, and I think it kind of does relate to sports and how people can be so into sports. You get into this mode where you're not necessarily wanting to kill someone, but you just get so locked in,
Killer instinct.
and yeah, you killer instinct on the field, and I think that relates to that very well. But I'd say negatives. I mean, there's some slow parts. I mean, the action is phenomenal and it's really entertaining, but there's parts that drag throughout the movie. It's not perfect. You've got some unnecessary characters in here every once in a while. You have a lot of different characters that pop in, kind of have no purpose. The main positives and the main drive in this movie is our main lead and Conor McGregor fighting. I mean, it's just an entertaining fight-o movie. I don't even know what you can call it. It's just an entertaining fight movie with the action. And I think we can just go into our final thoughts and score.
Yeah, final thoughts. Again, I think it's a really good movie. I commenting on what he just said there, I think they're really good fight scenes between these two, the good guy and the bad guy. But it would have been interesting to see if they could have combined these two together. I don't know who the bad guy could have been, or maybe it could have been more bad guys that they could beat up. But those two together, I think, would have been awesome and may have made the movie even better. But I think it was a really good movie. I want to see it again. I will give it, I'd say 8.5 to 9. I'll stick with 8.5. And I think it was really good.
Yeah, for my score, this is a movie where, sometimes, I mean, I love action movies. It's my favorite kind of movie, even though there's obviously plenty of movies that don't have action that are some of the best. But the action in this movie, the fist fights, just the hand-to-hand combat in this movie is phenomenal. The different bar fights that break out, the funny scenes with Jake Gyllenhaal just like threatening people in the nicest way and then kicking the crap out of them. And then you've got the funny scene at the beginning where Post Malone's beating up everyone, and then Jake Gyllenhaal comes in and just takes his shirt off. You see how ripped he is, and like he just opts out of the fight, which is a funny scene. But I think I'd have to go with a 7.5 out of 10 because I think this is above average. It's not perfect. There's great action scenes, but there's slow parts throughout. There's a great end battle as well with some good music choices. I do hope to see a sequel to this, especially with the people that made this movie, however they did the action. And I hope to see a team up possibly between these two fighting because I think that'd be great. I think these characters are great, and I hope to see a sequel. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10 for me.
Conor McGregor didn't get killed, did he?
I don't think so, right?
I thought he did.
He did?
Yeah, we may have to cut.
No, I don't think he did.
I thought he did.
No, I don't think he died.
Killed him.
I'm pretty sure he survived, but thank you everyone for watching. We're going to be doing another movie review to catch up here soon with Kingdom of Planet of the Apes, so stay tuned for that soon. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.